Now let's go to the get a different perspective. Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, Fleur Hassan-Nahoum. Mayor, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
On the hostage part specifically, you have this two-piece dilemma here. One is what Rula and I were discussing, and you know very well in your capacity. It wasn't just Hamas warriors who came across, or terrorists who came across that day. There were a lot of people who came along with them, ordinary citizens, different groups. They were celebrating. And where that leads us to is, let's leave to the side who's innocent, who isn't innocent. How do we know where these hostages are? Because it's not like you can expect Hamas to tell you, oh, you know, we don't really have all of them. You know, they're not going to say anything that doesn't work to their advantage. How big a concern is this for you that they don't know where they all are?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's a huge concern because in the funfair of the massacre, a lot of, innocent Gazans showed up to be part of this, sick funfair, and they took people behind. And we also know that Islamic Jihad have got a bunch of hostages. 2 of the boys that came out yesterday were actually being held by Islamic Jihad. And even worse, we hear that a lot of these hostages are in the hands of criminal gangs. And so you're talking about also, where are they hiding them? They're hiding them in a terror network, subterranean terror network, which is larger than the New York subway. So God knows where they are. At the beginning, Hamas was saying, well, we know we have 80, 100 women and children, but we just don't know where they all are. And then when they wanted to continue the ceasefire, all of a sudden they found 20 new ones. And so I think there's a balance here between Hamas ultimately is to blame because Hamas started this attack, and Hamas are the rulers of Gaza. And so they have that responsibility. But I think that they're scrambling around trying to find where all of these people are.
Also, in terms of a military solution to stopping terrorism in Palestine, do you believe that Israel can bomb itself or use military exclusively to get to a better place? Or do you believe that peace is going to have to require more than just military?
Well, peace always requires more than just military, but I'll tell you what Israel will not do, and that is continue to live side by side with a border with Gaza where Hamas is ruling. So if the American president and the different moderate Arab countries in the region can actually convince Hamas to step down and some type of international force or equation can come in its place, then maybe we can avoid a war. But I don't see that happening. I feel it's very unrealistic to happen. Israel is not going to accept anything but the dismantling of this genocidal regime who came and committed the massacre. And let me tell you what, just look at Hamas in its own words. They're saying, when they're sitting pretty in their luxury hotels in Qatar, they're saying, we're going to do this again and again and again. They're saying it. So when people keep telling you they want to kill you, you should believe them. And so nothing other than the full dismantlement of Hamas is going to do. And I don't agree with Professor Jibril. I think there's a lot more people than she thinks in Gaza who are supporting Hamas. And mainly it's all the people that they employ.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.